So, I don't actually know how these X-Wing fighters work. I'm just worried it will compromise the mission.
Ah, jeez. You didn't listen in those Ubicomp lectures, did ya? Don't worry, we'll get you up to speed. Janet, can you provide a summary of the basics?
Sure thing! Alright, so these X-Wing fighters we're all piloting are controlled by a Raspberry Pi. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, so what is input and output?
Alright, so input sends information to be processed, like a button or a sensor, and output displays or reproduces the results of processing, for example an LED light.
On the Raspberry Pi, input and output are connected to the system through a row of pins known as the GPIO, which means General Purpose Input and Output. This acts as a physical interface between the Pi and the outside world. 17 of 26 pins are GPIO pins, and the rest are power and ground pins.
You've lost me, Janet.
Okay, to put it simply, you can think of the pins as switches. The Pi turns them on or off, which is output, and you can turn them on or off, which is input.
I see.
There are different types of signals: analog, which is constantly fluctuating, and digital, which is either low or high.
So a 0 or 1, that is. Raspberry Pis can take a digital input and will output a digital signal.
But what about those analog signals you mentioned earlier?
Well, for that, you need a Grove Pi add-on, which slots onto the GPIO unit of the Raspberry Pi and provides both digital and analog ports.
Got it. Can you explain how this applies to my X-Wing fighter?
So you see that button on the top of your joystick?
Yeah.
That's an input that should be connected to digital pin 3 on the Grove Pi. R2-D2, can you connect this please?
Thanks, R2.
The proton torpedo gun under your spacecraft is connected to digital pin 1, so when you press the button, the gun should fire.
But how?
Wow, you really didn't pay attention.
As you can see from this code, an instance of the Grove Pi is created inside a class. In the main method, digital pin 1 is set to the input, so the button on your joystick, and digital pin 3 is set to the output, which is the proton torpedo gun. The initial state for this output is false, but when the button is pressed, the state is changed to true, and the torpedoes will fire.
To summarize, now we've been through input and output, signal types, the Grove Pi, and how the code works. This is your time to try it out. One precise hit will set off a chain reaction and destroy the station. Good luck.